Hi, my name is Barry Mitchell. I'm part of a team called Uncovering Greatness. For over 25 years, I've specialized in the area of sales. How many of you think that often sales becomes complicated? Well, I'm excited to tell you that one of the reasons I'm probably in sales is that I believe sales is very simple. Now, I didn't say it was easy, I just said it was simple. So I'm going to take you through a 6-step sales cycle. How many steps? Yeah, 6 steps. A cycle that when you start at the beginning, get to the end, it'll take you all the way back to the beginning again. So, step number one. Step number one is find customers. So that sounds pretty obvious. However, what I see with many people, they're out doing a lot of work, but they're just talking to the wrong people. They're speaking to people that have no desire, no need, no income, no way of being able to purchase their product or service. So the first step in the sales cycle is being very clear on who you're going to speak to. You know, some of the guys in marketing call it your ideal customer profile. What you want to do is spend a little bit of time sitting down and analyzing who are the key customers that buy from you. Who are those people that you have good relationships with? Who are those people that you connect with? So step number one, find customers. Pretty simply, if you have no customers, you have no business. Doesn't matter how good your product or your service or you are. So first step is find customers. Step number two, once you've got a list of customers, the second thing that you have to do, you have to approach and connect with them. Now, I work in a number of different industries. For example, in the network marketing industry. Some of you on this live feed might be in the network marketing industry. And what I see is people will draw up a huge list of potential prospects, and that's all it stays as, is a list. Because for a number of reasons, they can't get out and approach and make contact. So it's a key component to, once you've identified who your customers are, to be able to take the next step. I teach 2 key areas of approach and contact. Now there's many. In today's modern world, there's social media, there's Facebook, through Facebook, LinkedIn, all those type of things. There's emailing, there's videos, there's a whole lot of things. There's 2 key areas that I specialize in, and I call it belly to belly. That's when you go knock on doors and meet people belly to belly. And the second thing is picking up the telephone. Pick up the phone and how you connect with people. So once you understand who those customers are, can you take action? Why? Because sales is an action game. Pretty simply, over the years, the one observation that I've had is the best sales guys are the guys that take the most action. So from a list of potential customers, the second step is you've got to take action, and that action is being able to approach and make contact. When you've approached and contacted, step number 3 comes in. How many steps? 3. So step number 3 is you've got to get in and you've got to pitch and present. Now, pitching is very different. Most people, when they're pitching and presenting, they make a common mistake, and that's called telling. See, sales is not about telling. Sales is really about asking questions. Why? Because the art of sales is all about the other person, not about you as the salesperson. So the skill in pitching and presenting is being able to learn how to ask questions, how to get into somebody else's world and uncover what is it that they want, not what is it that you want them to take. It's a core skill. And when you become good at pitching and presenting, through that process, you'll be able to take them to the next step. The next step is taking customers from a no to a yes. Yeah, from a no to a yes. Step number 4, no to a yes. Why? Because most people say no. I've just learned in sales that often I actually want people to say no up front, because I've also learned that when people say yes too fast, very often I don't make the sale. But when someone says no, when someone gives me an objection, because that's really all a no is, it's not a rejection, it's just an objection. When someone gives me an objection, that means I can start creating dialogue with them, getting in their world, uncovering where they're at. Because I've also learned this, that the first no is very rarely ever the real no. So you've got to learn how to take someone from a no to a yes. And that is the art of handling objections. And the art of handling objections essentially is the art of asking questions. Once you can take a client from a no to a yes, Then we get to step number 5, and that's the art of closing. So the 5th step is how to close. Funny enough, I actually don't do a huge amount of teaching around closing because I believe that if you do the first 4 steps properly and you're connecting with the right people will close themselves. Whereas it's the one question that I get asked by most people in my seminars, teach us how to close. But when I actually teach them how to follow the process, how to connect with other people, how to make it all about them, how to ask the right questions, more often than not, closing happens. But a little tip around closing. Always ask closing questions. And you might have watched the movie Glenn Ross, when Alec Baldwin stands up and he says A, B, C. A always, B, B, C closing, always be closing. You see, there's not a time when you really have to close. You have to close from the time you open your mouth to the time you finish the conversation. So always be closing. Again, the art of closing is like the art of handling objections. It's the art of asking questions, closing questions. Once you've closed, pretty simply, a sale is closed, by the way, when the money's in the bank. I watch too many entrepreneurs out there making sales, but they're not getting the money in. And I don't know about you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as someone trying to pay your bills. If somebody else holds your money, how do you pay those bills? So a sale's closed when the money's in the bank. And don't be scared to ask for the money. Again, that's just a little voice thing, being able to ask for the money. You want to learn a little bit about little voice? You know, you're going to have to join us on the 13th of June. 6th step. 6th step is critical. And Jeffrey Gitomer says this, that 80% of your future sales can be attributed to this 6th step, which is the step of following up. Keeping in contact with the customer, keeping connected with them, keep serving them. See, what I see with a lot of salespeople is that they make the sale, they're gone. You never hear from them. But the great salespeople consistently keep connected. So keep following up, and if you follow up, it enables you to build a relationship. When you build a relationship, it enables you to drive 2 key factors. One is referrals, active referrals, getting in front of customers that you have a good relationship with and asking them for people who they know. When you get referrals, and the second part is testimonials, it takes you from step 6 all the way back up to step number 1, which is finding customers. If you want to learn a little bit more about the 6-step sales cycle, then join me on the 13th of June when I'm going to be coming live to you through Global Conference Television. Yes, live to you on the 13th of June. Come and learn how to drive the 6-step sales cycle. See you then.